Okay, my fellow Americans, I got cut off at the tail end of the last video. I didn't realize it. I was still talking for a few minutes and didn't even realize it. So this is a continuation of the previous Periscope video. If you go into this Periscope account, you will see the video because it will be stacked right below this one. Now, also pay attention to these statements as well. I incorporated a tweet URL link in the title of this Periscope video. So, all you got to do is get out a piece of paper and a pen and write down the URL characters of the link that is incorporated within the title of this Periscope video. Then, type those characters in at your URL address bar, press enter, and what will come up will be a tweet. Now, what is in the tweet? The tweet is actually a snap screenshot of a bunch of YouTube video URL links that I went and copied and pasted into my email account, and then took a snap screenshot of them. I then cropped it, which means I made it smaller. So the only thing that would be shown in the snap screenshot would be the URL links. Okay, and then you can also see that it was sent to Judicial Watch and Aaron Brockovich. Now, my fellow American citizens, and understand, I am not the only target individual who's ever sent Aaron Brockovich information pertaining to them being GangStalk, because I've noticed it online as well. I have never gotten no reply from her, but at least I'm getting the evidence out there. And if a miracle happens and one day I can ever find a lawyer to file lawsuits, I can also try and see if these tweets were intercepted. Now, just hear me out. You can go to Google and type in email interception and GangStalking. In fact, all my descriptions that I'm getting ready to make right now can be typed to GangStalking at Google and even YouTube. Email rerouting and GangStalking, email infiltration and GangStalking, email interception and GangStalking, phone call rerouting and GangStalking, computer hacking, cell phone hacking, blog hacking, and so on and so forth. And you will see that this is being exposed by tens of thousands of Americans all over the internet, exposing these specific techniques being used on them as a result of them being GangStalking victims. Now, periodically throughout this video, I will be checking to make sure that the video is still broadcasting, which is what I did in the previous video. I got about 22 minutes into that video, and all of a sudden it froze. Where I left off at in that video shows me introducing what was occurring towards me at the Rouse grocery store off of Friars and Frazee Road, okay? And the grocery store was located within the Friars Mission Center Plaza. Okay, now I was frequenting. I was going to that Ross grocery store because at that time I was living in that area, and what you'll see. Well, I'm just gonna backtrack for a second. Just hear me out. What I was attempting to state in the previous video before I got cut off was that, as I was going into that Rouse pertaining to a particular date, an individual started bothering me in Rouse immediately as I came in there. I had just walked in the door and set down my duffel bag and backpack in the disabled electronic cart, and he came in at the same time. Now, you can also go to Google and type in how gang-stalking perpetrators and the useful idiots that are used for these crimes as well will prop themselves up at entrances and exits because they want you to see them, immediately see them. They also want you to immediately know that you are being immediately gang-stalked to the location you just arrived at or are leaving from. Okay? So again, you can go to Google and research gang-stalking entrances and exits as well. So I had just walked into that Ross grocery store and was setting down my backpack and duffel bag in the electronic disabled cart, and he called me a bitch as he was walking by me. I then proceeded to go do my grocery shopping in this Rouse, and he was appearing periodically throughout the stores in the same lanes I was in and repeating it, yet he was also, though, saying bitch and gang-stalking. Now, on previous audio files dedicated to previous dates of me being in that store, I caught management, employees, and customers saying gang-stalk, oh my god, gang-stalk weird, and other crazy shit. So, as a result of him doing this, and then when I was running around in that cart doing my grocery shopping, I then spotted him at the cashiers. And I looked at him, he's giving me all these dirty looks and stuff, and the cashier's laughing. So I said, well, what's your problem? Why you bother me? And then they both went off on me. Mostly the Ross employees went off on me. And then they banned me. So I called the police, the San Diego police. And I took a video of that physical interaction between me and the San Diego police. And you clearly see me in that video, which I'll talk about in a second, pertaining to how you'll be able to see me in the video. You'll clearly be able to see me in the video flat out state that these employees are repeating gang stalk every time I come in here. Okay? Now that was on October 3rd, the date of the incident. Okay? I then moved to La Jolla on October 29th or 30th, 2012. Okay? Not even 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks after that event. Now there's a grocery store, Rouse, at La Jolla Village Square Drive. I indisputably have on at least 150 separate audio files of gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk weird, gang stalk suck my dick, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, and a bunch of other vile shit being repeated while gang stalk's being said. I have caught that on hundreds of audio files dedicated to that Rouse grocery store. Now, so, hear me out. Now, what's incorporated within the tweet link that is incorporated within the title of this Periscope video shows the tweet is being sent to Judicial Watch and Aaron Brockovich. But it also shows the link of the Periscope video, okay, that I just got cut off from that I've already mentioned. The one that I was making before this one, and in that video I was leading up to the point of me exposing this Ralph situation. And that's when I got cut off, when I started exposing that. So what I did was I sent that Periscope video to Twitter, okay, and then I copied and pasted and incorporated within the tweet link that is dedicated to what's in the title of this Periscope video, along with a snap screenshot of at least 8 to 10 YouTube video links showing it all. And you better open that up. And what you want to do, since it's a snap screenshot, is get out a pen and a piece of paper and write down each YouTube URL link. It massively shows both Ralph events. It shows it being caught in the second Ralph in La Jolla, okay, on Christmas Day 2012, okay. It being caught what I stated I was experiencing at the previous Ralphs before I moved to La Jolla. You understand? It also shows a whole lot more. It shows it being caught at social services. It shows it being caught at Jack in the Box. It shows me calling the police on Jack in the Box. It shows me catching the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders doing it. It shows me predicting that it would be caught at Rouse, pertaining to the Rouse, okay, that is over off of Friars and Frazee Road, 2 days before that incident occurred on October 3rd. Okay, it shows gang stalking in the same way happening at SDSU. Okay, and I believe I incorporated as well. Yeah, I did a YouTube video of me telling UCSD campus police how I'm gang stalked on their campus. It's at least 8 to 10 videos. Now, what you want to do before you bring up any of these URL links that are incorporated within the snap screenshot is not only obviously write down the characters of each URL link so you'll know what to type in at your URL address bar in order to bring each YouTube video up. But when you bring each video up, what you want to do is this. You want to write down the dates the videos were made, pertaining to if I show any cell phones in each video, because that's how I was proving the date and time my statements were being made. Okay, it's an additional security strategy I still utilize to this day. You also want to pay attention to me stating what the day's date is. Okay, concerning me verbalizing it in the video, and you also want to look at the published date of the YouTube video, each YouTube video. You also want to listen to any statements I make pertaining to when I stated any events happened, okay, and the dates the evidence was caught and where it was caught. And then what you want to do is, like the first video, you'll see me predicting that it's going to be caught at Ross Grocery Store, Burger King, and CVS, okay, which were in the same plaza off of Friars Mission Center. That video was made on October 1st. The Rouse event happened 2 days later. But you clearly hear me in that first video state, let's see if you heard gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, okay. Now that YouTube video's got a published date. Now when you look at all the other videos of it being caught live in real time and who's caught and where it's caught at, you're going to obviously be able to conclude, okay, that these videos were caught in reference to the evidence and the places, not at Rouse, not at the wooded areas where I made that first prediction video at on October 1st, 2012. Okay, and the majority of the rest of the videos were caught in La Jolla. Okay, except for SDSU. Okay. Now, my fellow American citizens, as a result of the same exact identical verbal harassment being propped up around me everywhere I go, you'll obviously deduce that the only way that can be occurring is that if somebody's managing it, okay, that somebody's got power positions, okay, and that somebody's tracking me. You understand? Oh, I also incorporated another video of it being caught in Arby's. And this Arby's is off of Shaw Line Road and Genesee Avenue, which is in Claremont, okay, which is it's an adjacent community next to La Jolla. I go over there to go to Walmart. It's been caught at Walmart too. So, hear me out on this as well. In my blog, which I discussed in the previous Periscope video, the one that I got cut off from, in which this one is a continuation of that one, and that one is incorporated within the tweet that's in the title of this Periscope video as well. So you don't have to go into this Periscope account to find it. You'll be able to watch that as you bring that tweet up as well. This is a continuation of that video. Now, also understand this as well. I mentioned in that video that you can go to my blog, which is attached to my Twitter account, which you'll know what my Twitter account is when you bring the tweet up. The blog is attached to the profile of that account. When you go into that account, you're going to be able to also see some Google group forum posts that I made in Michigan. They were hacked by the perpetrators as well in Michigan, which I discussed in the first video. You're going to be able to see in these Google group forum posts that are attached within the blog, you're going to flat out be able to see that I was stating that I was putting up with people getting around me and repeating the same exact identical harassment around me in Michigan. Now, I also began to talk about in the first video, but I forgot to expand on. Listen to this. In the first video, I also discussed about how when I went to U of M campus safety on January 20th, 2011, the University of Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan campus safety, to report that I had just been subject to, again, gang stalking inside their library. And I went on to state that some of the things that they were doing were putting their hands to their face and engaging in hand signals. Now, okay, that video was finally published in San Diego when I finally arrived in San Diego, because back then in Michigan I didn't know how to upload videos to YouTube. Okay, so, and also know those U of M Dearborn, Michigan YouTube videos, what's put in the comments of those, the description of them, I did not put in there. So when you read those, just discard it. The perpetrators in San Diego hacked into that YouTube account and literally put that stuff in all U of M, okay, and Dearborn, Michigan YouTube videos. So understand that. Now, I've been on national radio shows exposing that. The 901 2015 Ground Zero show that I was on, a national radio show. That national radio show's link and some of the other national radio show links of the same show that I've been on, okay, are also incorporated within my blog. You flat out hear me on that national radio show on that night flat out state that my blogs have always been hacked, that my computer activity is hacked, and so much more. Now, fellow American citizens, so I come out here to San Diego, and on January 28, 2012, I caught 3 teenagers, actually 3 is 7 full people that I have caught, okay, admit that they were put on the 928 bus route after I had already got on it. Picture me getting on the bus right now. I get on the bus shuts the door, and then it goes along its route. Later on down the route, 3 teenagers got on it, sat right in front of me, and engaged in the very behavior in San Diego on January 28, 2012. Okay, that's when they were caught on tape. Okay, so I uploaded that to YouTube. You can go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalkers Admitting Sent to Harass, Read Comments." I'll repeat that. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalkers Admitting Sent to Harass, Read Comments." Okay? Now, so let's take a fast look at this. On January 20th, 2011, it shows a video in my blog of me going into U of M campus safety on 1/20/2011, stating that an incident just happened in their library, stating that I'm reporting again that I'm being gang stalked in the library. One of the police officers flat out exposes his name, so you can Google his name to U of M Dearborn campus safety if they haven't scrubbed it by now. Okay, and you clearly hear me state that one of the things that they subjected me to is putting their hands to their face and engaging in hand signals. Now, that's the very thing that the three teenagers admitted to that were put on the San Diego MTS bus route 928 on January 28, 2012, 1 year and 8 days later, at a location 3,000 miles away from the University of Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan. I've also caught three separate CSD admitted it on October 10th, 2013 at the bus stop right across the street from Ross Grocery Store at La Jolla Village Square Drive. Okay? So, and then another individual admitted it on, if memory serves me correctly, 1/20/2013, who was put off of Rosecrans Street and Sports Arena Boulevard, and he stated a San Diego police officer by the name of Steve told him to do it. That's in my blog as well, or it should be. So I make these videos in order to inform, to expose the truth. When you look at what's in that snap screenshot, dedicated to that's incorporated within the tweet link that I incorporated within the title of this Periscope video, and you bring up every one of those videos, look at the dates, look at the different locations, look at how you're hearing, what you're listening for are people saying gang stalk and or gang stalking and or gang stalker, okay? And also listen as well when it's being said, if oh my God is being said with it, before it, or right after it. Also listen for suck my dick being said, and also listen immediately before, during, or after these words are said, and also see if people are laughing before, during, and after these words are being said, because it's the same exact identical to a T thing that the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders were caught saying. Another video that's attached to Snap, attached within the Snap screenshot, is a video of me showing 2 San Diego park rangers and 3 San Diego police officers 2 audio files of 2 separate events that happened 11 months apart, 170 miles apart, on 8/9/2015 in Rose Canyon. You clearly hear me show them the Thanksgiving event and the Yucca Valley harassment, both almost identical to a T. Okay? The San Diego prosecutors and public defenders were caught 2 months later. So, my fellow American citizens, when you see the amount of different places that are incorporated within that snap screenshot pertaining to each YouTube video, the same technique, the same exact identical technique being utilized at each and every place, you're going to obviously be able to see this. So whoever's doing this has got a power position. It was caught at UCSD, SDSU, USD, all businesses, banks, movie theaters, bus stops, bus routes, trolley stations, trolley routes. Who's ever doing this has got a power position in play. Who's ever doing this is responsible for all the harassment, because the harassment I endure every place I go, every day, for this long sustained period of time, okay, is the same exact identical harassment. That means that one collective thought is doing this. So who's got the power positions to do this? I'm predicting right now, at least on the next 3 visits, including the first one of me going to VONS on Arabia Street and Regents Road here in La Jolla, California, an incident will occur. They'll either go after my bike or go after me outside of the store as I'm locking up the bike, or coming out with my groceries to prepare to leave the store. Or they'll prevent me from shopping based on what happened the last time I went there 3 days ago. Okay? Now, if they don't ban me because of that bullshit, well, they'll probably make... If they do ban me as soon as I go in, they'll probably try and say, well, we thought about what happened last time you were here, and we think it's best that you don't come back. Or what they'll do is stage another event in there, either on that day, and use that to ban me. And an event means also a stage complaint, a stage accusation, any type of incident that causes and remember, when they stage events, they'll stage the witnesses. Staged events in gang-stalking crimes are called street theaters. Okay, and this doesn't necessarily mean using a customer either. They might just use employees and management for the event. Because if they stage an event and an individual's used for the event, I'll call the police. They know I will. They know I will. And if that individual is allowed to leave the scene, okay, I have talked about how that's one of the main gang stalking methods that are being used against gang stalking, against me during all assaults that have ever happened to me, 6 in San Diego, okay? 6 assaults. 1 inside the courthouse. Absolutely. Okay? 1 on the MTS bus route. 1 at a wooded area. 1 across the street from a wooded area. 1 at the San Diego VA. And where'd the other one happen at? Oh, and the other one happened on 9 days after arriving in San Diego at a bus stop. So, and every other time that I've had to call the police, they've allowed the individuals, time was allowed for the individual to leave the scene, and when they decided not to do that, they just came to the area, and I'd show them a video picture of the person, and they would just say, well, oh, they're just the neighborhood known troublemaker. The point being is that whenever any event transpires against a gang stalking victim, it is always designed to be detrimental to the victim, while the people that play a role in it and the individuals used for it are allowed to leave completely from any type of investigation, police report, criminal investigation, and so on. Now, about 2 months ago, I made a video concerning VONS grocery store. An incident happened with a security guard messing with me while I'm literally standing there minding my own business, completely minding my own business. And the security guard walks up to me and starts yelling at me. Literally, I mean, it literally happened that way. I'm standing there completely minding my own business. Okay? And I also am noticing another thing. They always, when they want to stage an event towards me, they wait till my back's turned and they approach me from the back. Because the goal is to catch me off a mental guard, to startle me. Okay, to catch me off guard, so I don't have time to prepare mentally for the event, and so I don't have time to take out my video camera. They don't want you to think about how you're going to respond to the event by coming from behind you, okay? And then immediately taking over your thoughts as a result of what they're immediately saying to you. Do you understand? They don't want you thinking about how they're going to handle them approaching you, and that's why they come up from behind you. Absolutely, that's happened during massive amounts of events towards me. And so anyways, because gang stalking loves to catch you off guard, because they count on instinctual fear, instinctual anger. This crime will intentionally, one of the main methods, let me light this cigarette. One of the main methods of gang stalking is to always at all times associate themselves to the crime before they start bringing massive crimes towards you. That way, when the massive crimes are brought towards you, and you can see that they're getting away with it, they believe that will piss you off to make you angry during the event, especially if the cops are called, and for the sake of the video cameras on the wall, okay? Because, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example about this. In gang stalking crimes, picture you sitting in the middle of a room, and a person is sitting next to you, and they're just nonstop pinching you, okay? Or if you got a paper cut on your finger and you're constantly having to use your hands for work, it's constantly aggravating you. Because it's not only possibly interfering with your physical ability to do your work in the sequential flow of your physical actions, okay, and where it's frustrating, just like when a guy's working on his car and he's got a wrench on a bolt, on a nut, and the wrench slips off and he bangs his knuckles. He gets immediately mad, right? Well, that's what gang stalking counts on. To provoke you to say things and or act out physically, okay? Because what they want to do, hold on a second. What they want to do is create the abuse and then reinforce it through the repetition of the abuse. This in turn creates an association in your mind to the persons and the places used for the abuse. Then what they'll do when they want to stage an event towards you, they'll make sure on those days no gang stalking is being said, okay? No suck my dick is being said, because they know they're dealing with an individual that's wearing a tape recorder, okay? So they got to make it appear, because if the police are called by me or anybody else, including stage witnesses or the business managers or whatever, or the security, if the police are called and I say, look, I know this is because of gang stalking, they say, well, why do you think it's because of gang stalking, Leslie? Because because people are being propped up around me every day to say gang stalk and suck my dick and engage in specific other actions directly connected to the sensitization methods of gang stalking, where they make you sensitive to a word, phrase, sound, color, whatever. This is all over the internet being exposed by tens of thousands of Americans, and not one is getting any help from law enforcement. Not one. Not one. So you can Google gang stalking and police, and you can also go to Google and type in gang stalking and grocery stores. Okay? So, when they stage an event, the motive of the event is to either ticket you, arrest you, ban you, or whatever. They wanted to make sure that you had no evidence of you being openly gang stalked on that date. So they won't repeat gang stalk or gang stalking or stalk or stalker or oh my God or weird or crazy or suck my dick on that day because they know you're wearing a tape recorder. So they'll just have the environment to where the environment's, none of this is being said. And then they'll stage some kind of accusation towards you or provocation. And it can be something as small as accusing you of using too many napkins, because we don't want it to affect our bottom dollar if you're taking too many napkins, because that costs us money. Even though somebody damaged my bike when it was parked right outside their store. Now, the morning that happened, and on my way to VONS, once I got off the bus, which is located directly on the other side of the parking lots of VONS, I said, let's see if anybody fucks with my bike. So they'll allow people in the store to say, suck my dick and gang stalk constantly. Okay, then attack my bike, and then start messing with me about napkins and saltines. Okay, so, and this is done to make you say, well, to make you think you got a lot of nerve. My bike just got damaged. Okay, I'm being subject to gang stalking. It's done to make you say this. It's done to mentally provoke you to say this. Okay, and so then they can come at you and act like they don't know what you're talking about, and that your behavior is inappropriate for the store, and that we believe it's best you leave. Or they'll stage an event. If you tell them that you're being gang stalked in the store, they'll act like they don't know what it is. They'll beg you to talk about it. So the next time they stage an event, they can say, well, she thinks people are saying gang stalk around her. That's why I incorporated all that evidence in the snap screenshot. You understand? Okay? And when you see that evidence, it's going to blow your mind. Flat out. Because it's open evidence. It's open evidence. It's indisputable. It's black and white. It's literally black and white. Okay. But the police, when you research, hear me out. Now, before I go on with that, I'm just going to backtrack for a second. 2 months ago, when that incident happened with the security guard at VONS, I came to a specific wooded area, and I made a Periscope video, and I talked about it. And then right after I made that video, I typed in at Google VONS and gang stalking, and I got webpage after webpage after webpage after webpage and videos of individuals stating they're being gang stalked at VONS. Okay, well, after this incident happened 3 days ago, I did the same thing, and there's only like not even half of those that were on there. So, hear me out. There's a radio station here in San Diego called KOGO, Kogo. And on many different dates, I have heard the advertisement on their radio show, a commercial, of a firm that does, that there's one of their main specialties is to get online and erase negative things about a corporation, a business, or a person. Okay? So you could probably even Google that, like type in business able to take negative things offline about a business or whatever. Okay? Now I know what I saw. I wouldn't have made a video about what I saw afterwards about it if I didn't see it. And also pay attention. When you type in VONS and gang stalking, you're going to see one website that comes up that immediately shows Ralph's, VONS, and Kroger's, all three being mentioned in one advertisement of a blog pertaining to gang stalking. I think gang stalking got evidence about Kroger's owns Ralph's, and then VONS is a separate business. Okay? I got massive evidence of Ralph's gang stalking in the snap screenshot, and there is a little bit of evidence now of the current VONS gang stalking of me. Now also pay attention to this. In my blogs, got videos of being gang stalked and suck my dick being caught at the CVS, Pete's Coffee Shop, and Whole Foods Market right across the street from the Ralph's off of La Jolla Village Square Drive. In the Ralph's video that I made concerning the Friars Mission Centers, you clearly hear me mention Burger King and CVS. CVS and Burger King located over there. Now, also think about this. That October 1st, 2012 video I made, you clearly hear me state, let's see if anybody repeats gang stalk and oh my god. Gang stalking and oh my god. Gang stalk weird or crazy. That video was published on October 1st, 2012. I caught the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders openly doing it in the courthouse on my tape recorder. Now my tape recorder runs by date and time. So when I caught them doing it and then made a video concerning it and then uploaded it to YouTube, it clearly shows the tape recorder and it shows the date and time of the audio file that's being played, showing them being caught. 3 years later. That obviously shows I was telling the truth pertaining to these other places, because think about this. If you've never heard of GangStalking before, and you're hearing this for the first time, did you wake up yesterday or the day before, and think about GangStalking by its name? No, you've never even heard of the name before. And even if you have heard of the name before, have you ever heard it being described in this way? Pertaining to people being propped up around you to repeat these words and phrases? No. Right? So, I make a video off of Friars and... because the location I made that first video at, that was published on October 1st, 2012, was made in a wooded area. Okay? It shows it was published on October 1st, 2012. It clearly shows me state I'm getting ready to go over to Friars Missing Center. Let's see if this tape recorder picks up GangStalk. Oh my God, GangStalk weird crazy. It shows me showing my phone that showed the date and time. Okay, as well. Okay, it was actually made on, I think, September 29th or 30th, 2012. Finally uploaded on October 1st, 2012. Okay? It clearly shows I was nowhere by any business whatsoever. It clearly shows me predicting this. And then all this evidence has been caught that's also presented in the snap screenshot of later dates, different locations, different neighborhood, La Jolla. Now, I obviously had to have been telling the truth to begin with, because do you think that I can make something like that up and then catch it at all these different places? Okay, in La Jolla. Now, the San Diego Police Department, Northern Division, filed a falsified... no, not Northern Division. A police officer in San Diego City Hall, which is located downtown San Diego, filed a falsified police report when I went down there in August of 2015 to report the text messages that they sent to my phone using 3 different phone numbers. Okay, and I reported other things they sent to my phone as well. During that conversation, and or at least on prior conversations, I clearly told that San Diego police officer that individuals are getting around me and harassing me along my routes and saying GangStalk. He put in the police report, Miss Williams thinks that people are getting around her and talking about GangStalking. Now, why would he do something like that? Because one of the methods of GangStalking is to attempt to make a target individual appear crazy. It's done for insurance fraud, eventual illegal probate control, and everything, right? So they stage up this nonstop harassment around you every day that's factually occurring in order to mentally wear you out, to mentally frustrate you, to bait you to complain about it. So when you complain about it, they can make this falsified documentation about you, and then the same harassment continues until the next staged event happens, and that's when the police come again, and the police will bait you, or the VONS grocery store employees will say, well, she thinks she's being gang-stalked in here, and then make another falsified police report, and then over time, when this repeatedly occurs, they use this documentation to lock you up by claiming you're mentally ill or crazy. You understand? And that's why I incorporated the evidence that I incorporated within the title, within that tweet. Its URL link attached to the title of this Periscope video. Now, also understand this in closing. When you open up that tweet and you dissect everything, pay attention to this as well. That tweet is attached to a massive tweet chain, meaning that there's hundreds of tweets that are directly above it that holds massive amounts of evidence. See, the police ain't nothing but absolute, criminally insane, lying criminal whores. They will play their role in gang-stalking, VONS, the police, the gang of gang-stalking, where they work together to gang up on you. And they use the harassment to bait you to act out or complain so they can take your statements and use it against you. You understand? And to ban you. So I'm referring to the VONS grocery store. 2 of them, actually, but the main one off of Arabia Street and Regents Road in La Jolla, California. Pay attention to the next 3 visits I go there. If I get arrested, ticketed, or banned, okay, either from the store or the entire plaza, I don't give a shit who plays a role in it, how innocent they appear, a disabled person, a senior citizen, a child, yeah, a grandmother, a person with their baby, how innocent they appear. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's pointing the finger at the target and blaming the target for it. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so you got to make sure you also watch the other Periscope video that this one this is a two-part video series. This is the second video. The first Periscope video is also incorporated within the tweet link that is in the title of this Periscope video. It's a two-part video series, this being the second video. Okay, so what I'm really detailing to you right now is the deconstruction of how GangStalking operates, because the police ain't nothing but animal criminal whores when it comes to this crime. Absolutely. Tens of thousands of Americans all over the country exposing the police connected to these crimes, because GangStalking is nothing except for it's a complete program of complete human exploitation, human trafficking is directly connected to it, massive insurance fraud schemes, illegal probate control. So the only way that you're going to be able to see that I'm telling you the truth pertaining to the harassment aspect of this is by and through looking at what I got incorporated within the title of this Periscope video. I made this video to inform, to expose the truth. After I get done making this video, I'm going to relax for a little bit, and then I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to upload some evidence if it was properly caught, that was caught yesterday. I'm going to upload that to a YouTube video, and if it uploads okay, then I will then make another Periscope video and incorporate that YouTube URL link in the title of that Periscope video. If it won't upload to YouTube, I'll try and upload it to Periscope. If it won't do that, then the only thing I can do is just save it on my video file on my camera and try and find a place to upload it at concerning Wi-Fi, like Starbucks or whatever. And you can go to Google and type in Starbucks and GangStalking. Now, in closing, before I let you go, because I literally got to go, in order for you to be able to see the depth and scope of this campaign, trust me, follow my instructions that I'm about to give you right now. Get out a piece of paper and pencil after you look at the evidence that I've already talked about in this video, and write down the name of 10 well-known businesses that you know of that are in America. Then type those names into GangStalking at Google and research what comes up. Then go back to Google and type in the same 10 names to GangStalking to 5 different states. And I'm going to give you an example about the 5 different states, because there are some states that where GangStalking is massive in these states, like California, Texas, Florida, New York, Michigan. Okay, those are some of the 5 main states this shit's going on in. Okay, so do what I tell you to do. Then, if you want to, you can also additionally do that to the name of any 10 well-known universities in the United States to GangStalking. Look at what comes up, including prestigious universities. All right, I gotta go. San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Like, why can you go to Google and type in UC Davis and GangStalking, UCSD and GangStalking, UCLA and GangStalking, okay, UC Riverside and GangStalking, and that's just 4 of the many universities dedicated to the University of California system. Okay, look at what comes up, and this should give you. And the reason I told you to do this last part of this video here is because when you see what comes up, the magnitude of what comes up, and then go to Google and type in GangStalking and police in every state, every county, look at what comes up. You're going to be able to see that this is nothing but a nationwide organized crime syndicate up and operating in the federal, state, and local government, and in the community, working as a networking, partnering relationship. Corporations, businesses, universities, and the government. And you would not believe what they're involved in. You just would not believe it. I make these prediction videos because if they do after what I predict comes true, they're showing being gang-stalked. And if any event happens that causes me to be arrested, they can steal all my money, my IDs, my evidence, my phones, my tape recorders, my video cameras, my food stamp card, my Medicare card, my bus card, okay? They could steal it all. Claim it never existed, so I'm exposing that as well. All right, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, and they can also set me up for an assault in jail, which they've already done, and then blame me for the assault and charge me with a felony. And then when I get out, I'll never be able to reapply for Social Services or Social Security, because if you're put in jail for more than 29 days, you automatically lose these benefits. And what does that bring you to? That brings you to what? Complete destitution, and how you're going to feed yourself, how you're going to get around, and then people start appearing in your life sexually. For money. Do it. You see how this shit works? It's organized crime using the system. So in closing as well, you can go to Google and type in gang stalking in jails, gang stalking in psychiatric floors, gang stalking in judges, gang stalking and police, gang stalking and prosecutors, and look at what comes up. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth, to predict what will happen before it does. 6 assaults I predicted. Every bit of harassment I've caught on tape, audio files, video files, tweets and Twitters, every single bit of harassment that I've ever caught was predicted before it was caught. Absolutely, absolutely, because this is how I prove this crime's happening to me. Okay, and when you open up the tweet that's in the title of this Periscope video, you're going to literally undisputed achieve its criminal motivation. Absolutely. Right now, I believe they're targeting my transportation, MTS, and grocery stores, food, and wooded areas, because they made me homeless. So Google that to gang stalking as well. I literally gotta go. I apologize this video was so long, but it is what it is. This is a lawyer video. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. Let's see if I get arrested for trespassing, illegal lodging, illegal trespassing, illegal encroachment, okay, or accused of anything. Let's also see if they steal or damage any function of my bike, okay, or bike lock, or backpack, duffel bag, or anything I'm carrying on my person on any date in the next 30 days. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.